Man, is this the end for Goopy, man? I mean, he had kind of a stacked team here, and still not quite able to cinch that victory, or even clutch a victory from the jaws of defeat. We'll see. Alrighty, hello everybody, welcome to Beyond All Reason. Here we are on an 8v8 in Bismuth Valley. Look at that awesome space background. It looks fantastical. So let's get started going over the teams here. We got Mr. Goopy in the dark blue, playing as the Armada commander, as he typically does, leading the way for his team with 58 TS score from the best country ever, America. Moving on to the western side team in the warm colors, we have Mr. Nitswa. Not entirely sure how you're supposed to say that, but he's ranked pretty highly as well, sitting at 47 TS, also from America, also playing Armada. This guy's just a Goopy clone. No, not really, of course. But yeah, the teams are balanced pretty evenly, I'd say. Of course, I would always put my vote on Goopy's team to come out a little bit ahead, just because, well, this man is basically a legend, a community legend, that is. So we'll see how he does this game. And Bismuth Valley is a pretty interesting map, that's for sure. As you can kind of see here as I tilt down, there are several plateaus here. So we got one here. You can't see them. Anyways, we got one here, one here, one here, one here. So we got like 4 steps kind of, and then 2 steps on the bottom side of the map, as well as this huge flat ground, which is going to be showing 4 players battling over it in the start, I guess. I mean, I would assume also these people are also going to be traversing across it as well, which lends this map to vehicles being the predominant unit that you'd be producing here. Although we are actually seeing 2 bot labs, a Cortex and an Armada one, on this warm colors team. Moving to the cool colors team, we have 2 vehicle labs from Armada, which is more along what I would expect. Goopy is going bot labs, which does tend to make more sense here. If we look at traversability, which someone gladly showed me how to do, we can see that this is all very, very easily traversable by bots, as opposed to if we have any vehicles out here. It's all going to be traversable by vehicles as well, except for these ridges right here, but it's going to be less so. They're going to be definitely a little bit slow there. So just to watch out for that, I would guess. We have Mr. X. I'm not saying all those numbers, man. This is like an Elon Musk type name, bro. Goofy. Yeah, he's getting pushed back by rovers from these red players from Geg, and also from, of course, from Nitsua. Yeah, I'm excited to see what Goopy does on this high ground up here. He's going to have a lot of metal available to him. The mexes are varied in how much metal they give you, but they range from 1.8 to 2.8, and the ones in the middle are generally worth more. We're also seeing Free Choice battling against Mr. Dark Clone over here down in the south. And yeah, general, just standard stuff. The main reason that this map is so cool is A, because of the different planes. Also because of all these structures here. Of course, you have a ton of rocks that can be pretty easily fortified. You can kind of think of it like a glitter situation, where you'd be putting your static defense in between the rocks. And generally, yeah, the south side position is a lot more defensible. Features a little bit less metal, I would imagine. I haven't actually done the counts. Of course, a little bit less metal than the middle here. Although the top side is pretty sparse as well, but doesn't feature those same obstacles. Time to find out which faction is truly the best. I don't know if it'll come down to faction here. Mr. Silver Soul is playing Cortex, but he's going against Goopy, which is definitely going to be a little bit of a struggle. Although Goopy is, he needs a little bit more energy there. But don't we all? Don't we all? Some rovers from Mr. X here, trying to make a breakaway, trying to get a few mexes. We'll see if he can. The commander is taking a few pot shots at those guys, bringing them down to 2 rovers left. And a blitz also trying to trap them as well. So yeah, look at all these vehicles just converging in their position, man. Another rover down. Only one left, and the laser tower finishes the last one off. So it was a good run. It was a good run, but not quite enough. Was not able to do any economy damage there, or damage of any kind, really. And we can see Goopy taking the middle line here, and that's going to put... do I want to? Yeah, screwish. That's going to put these pink players up in the north on a little bit of a back foot. Although if they're able to grab this max, they're going to be even with metal. But yeah, it is a 2v2 right now, as Neza is reinforcing Goopy, although some yellow blitzes from Kuch... almost got me there. From our yellow player here. Moving up to the north side might tip the scales. Goopy trying to build some, 3 players is trying to tip the scales with some laser towers, just trying to hold on there, but not looking too great, especially since he is running bots. They're going to be more mobile on terrain like this, but on this flat plains, vehicles are definitely going to be outranking those bots, I guess, outgunning those bots, we'll say. But GOOPY coming in with some nice D-guns there, although, again, he is pretty low in energy, so he has to be mindful of that. Leaving some good reclaim behind there with his laser gun. I would assume it's not a cannon. Some blitzes here from X again, trying to get by. But X, able to take out an exploiter. Loses quite a few blitzes there, but definitely worth it. Exploiters are a pain in the behind, especially if you let them build up too much. And they're also a pretty big investment from Cortex, so it's good that he's able to kill them pretty early on there. GOOPY and Neza continuing to hold. It looks like the yellow player has gone down south, so they don't have to worry about him as much. It is just a 2v2, and these are the highest rated players on the Cool Colors team, and they're going against some of the lower players, so I'm assuming that they're going to be doing quite well once they get their feet under them there. Cool Colors team also doing quite well in the middle here. None of these middle mechs is really able to be taken by the Warm Colors team, which is going to leave their economy a little bit less well off than the Cool Colors team, not by a huge amount. We're seeing a difference of 20-ish metal per tick variance, so not horrible. Dark Clone moving in with his commander here. A very, very risky choice here. His commander taking some damage there, but in the end, Mr. Free Choice not able to make a push on that commander. Probably should have, but honestly, the commander didn't take too much damage, so I'm not sure if it would have been worth it. And he's worried about his, he's worried about his position right over here. Doesn't want to lose this rock plateau, because that's going to be hard to push on top of once you've lost it. But yeah, a very, very center middle line here. No crazy deviations or anything like that. Again, leaning a little bit on the Cool Color side. But again, nothing crazy, nothing crazy. Typical business stuff. And we have Mr. Yellow Player from Canada giving the commands here. He has had to take his seat down over here as Mr. JRE has gotten pretty far. Also expanding his base pretty forward on the front line, which if he doesn't lose his base is going to be giving him huge dividends there, as he's able to produce units right on the front line, which is why it's so hard to push into someone's base. And he's basically, you know, building stuff over there. Again, as long as the vehicle plant doesn't get taken out. Vehicle Cortex plant going to be pretty good, and he's making artillery, and those Wolverines are world-class artillery, so quite nice. GOOPY moving his army down here, pretty interesting, as they're getting pushed quite badly up in the south. Although there's not a ton of army here for these pink players, but there will be. And yeah, these stouts from Neza holding on, pushing back some grunts here, doing their best. GOOPY's commander still up here as well with his, yeah, very, very scary D-gun. So always watch out for that. GOOPY is the master of those. So it looks like Free Choice was finally pushed off this little rock platform here. Exactly what he didn't want to happen. His commander is also pretty low health. It is being healed by a few grave rubbers back here. Those nice little res bots. Pretty useful little guys. 2v1 against Mr. Greg over here. Although Quiet Listener looks like he's falling, or almost. These missile trucks from him doing their best, but they might not be able to salvage his defense here. Let me make sure. Oh, I was. Just making sure my fans were on. They, in fact, were on. Alright. GOOPY and Nezra able to take this northern position here, and that's exactly what the Warm Colors team didn't want to happen. If you leave GOOPY a free line into your base, or really anyone a free line into your base, that's just bad news bears, especially for this yellow player here. All it takes is a quick trip south, and that's your nice Armada vehicle plant gone, done and dusted. But we'll see if they take that opportunity. You know, they're still going to be pressed up in the north. It's not like they've done a ton of economy damage or base damage or anything like that. So again, these guys could rally, although a Cortex vehicle plant here also in danger of falling. That's, again, the danger with building your base so far up, is that it can also be taken out, although I believe... No, I thought he had another base in the back here, or another lab or plant, but he did not. And he's going for the self-destruct, which gonna be able... Oh, did not end up self-destructing. The reason you want to do that is because it gives a larger explosion radius when it dies, and also doesn't leave behind wreckage. So yeah, all around good things, especially if you think you won't be able to reclaim it. A little bit of scorched earth tactics, but not quite able to do it. Those bigger explosions usually take longer to go off. Dark Clone with a very, very small army here. You're going to have to be watching out for Free Choice pushing, but Free Choice seems to be a bit hesitant on the offense. which is working to his detriment, actually. Matejko in a tenuous position here, trying to get some artillery off on Polygon down here, as well as defending himself from alive. And we're seeing Nitswa doing quite well in the center here. And ooh, we have our yellow player already calling over as his base is swarmed. GOOPY did take the trip down south, as I mentioned, and that vehicle plant from Armada is going to be going down. Now, of course, he does have quite a number of stouts here, really. And there's no defense here in the east, so a counterattack could be done. I mean, that's a pretty straight shot. Not the worst in the world, although, of course, D-gun from commanders or their explosion would hit that ball of stouts pretty hard. And we'll see if Neza and GOOPY are able to do any other base damage. Quiet Listener backed up against a rock here and cloaked down to 21% health. Doesn't look like he's going to be going down though. Oh, Januses could easily take him out though. A Janus rocket going out there, taking him down to 14%, but doesn't quite die. Very nice. A live Doom in the same position basically as Matejko is pushing him. Yeah, cloaking himself at 20% health. I don't know if he's going to be able to make it out, though. Does get a D-gun on a few stouts there, and a drop into 15% health, but it looks like he'll be able to get away, and if he gets that construction bot to start healing him, he should be fine there. Our yellow player here, still not unseated from his position, even though he did lose his lab. So if he might be able to rebuild there. Very, very possible for him to be able to do that. Live Doom down to 13%. Those artillery vehicles not quite able to find their mark there. Yeah, GOOPY and Nezra pushing up here is definitely devastating. It gives you 2.8 level mexes, which is one more metal per tick than the normal mexes, and 4 of them too. So it's a lot of metal up there, and definitely boosting the Cool Colors team economy. You can see that the difference has now risen to, well, it's hard to tell with all this reclaim going on, but if I had to estimate, probably around 40 or 30 metal there, which hasn't risen too much from when we last checked, but still good to keep tabs on that. My guy's AFK. He's not in fact AFK, but yeah, he's struggling to hold that front line there. But that's what I was thinking. If this man went in with his stouts on the east here, or attacking into the east, he might be able to get some good damage there. But instead, choosing to send his stouts, a couple Januses, a couple missile trucks up north, trying to push GOOPY and Neza off, or maybe just trying to defend his southern flank. But yeah, 1v3 for him. Not going super well there. We're starting to see some air power, some bombers from Mr. Free Choice here. And let's see if they do find their targets. Doesn't seem to be any anti-air available on the field. Of course, the laser tower is able to get a little bit of damage in sometimes, but not really enough there. And 3 mechs is getting wiped off the map. Very, very nice. Poor Dark Clone, man. He was doing so well. Actually, he just got his tier 2 as well, but yeah, no anti-air at all in his base. I'm assuming very, very little in these other players' bases. The reason anti-air wasn't built is it is very, very hard to go air power on Bismuth Valley. We're seeing some fighters here from JRE, which is also why he was struggling on the front line. Yeah, because air is just so intensive. We've seen both of the air players struggle on the front line and start losing their positions, or at least have them not heavily fortified, because air is, you know, another cost. And if your economy isn't very good, then you're going to struggle to get that air power up. But I'd say these bombers were definitely worth it. Taking out Dark Clone's base. Not quite getting that tier 2 bot lab, but getting a lot of his economy down. And also messing up Mr. Matejko's base as well. So very nice play there, I'd say, all around. Commander did go down in the center here. We'll find out who that is. Oh, the gravestone of our brave commander in dark green here. I believe that is Matejko's commander. Yeah, poor guy, man. He lost part of his base and his commander, but pretty good push with these stouts here. Looks like it took out a lot of that economy. 4 maxes there, one of them being one of those high value ones right here. But Free Choice, in the end, able to fend off that attack, and his base is pretty much unscathed, and he now has an advanced bot lab. I believe he did reclaim that air lab, so no more bomber strikes from Mr. Free Choice, but JRE still has his air plant. He does. He was able to take out a couple bombers there, I do believe. Oh, another commander going down here in the center. I believe this would be Mr. X's commander. Yeah, very, very nice. So again, yeah, Nitswa in the middle, able to put some hurt on these players, especially with these Mausers, and his tier 2 lab very far up here. Again, very risky position, but has immense payoff if he's able to keep it for even a few minutes there. Num's doing quite well. The northern position is still holding, looking more tenuous as time goes on though, as they are starting to lose these battles, and this is a lot of reclaim on the field here. See if we're, yeah, 1,500 metal on the field there for the Warm Colors team when they're able to push them off, as is assuming they're going to be able to do, because it looks like they're pushing quite hard there. Now, the way you can mitigate this is if JRE went in with any kind of force here on the yellow player, forcing him to move his army down south or get eradicated, but he's not, instead preferring to just be defensive and building up air, which isn't a horrible strategy in and of itself, but could lead to the downfall of that northern position. So we'll keep an eye on it. Intense fighting down here as Gag is taking a lot of damage there, down to 9%, 3%, 0%. He does go down. I was going to say, I'd be surprised if he didn't, but I'm not surprised now because, he died. Poor guy. He was a good lad. Of course, he's still in the game as it is a team game, as you all know, but just the way it is. Anyways, a live Doom over here with quite a lot of stouts facing off against Matejko with his recently hurt base and commander loss. Still holding his spot on the front line, man. He's still going at it. A Polygon also still existing down here despite being bombarded, and he does have an agitator over here, which has gotten 8 kills. Not bad, not bad. Unfortunately, he does not control this very nice, juicy mechs down there, but what are you going to do? And if we take a look up north over here, GOOPY and Neza have been pushed back to their original position, and not sure how long they're going to be able to hold on, although the Fiends are coming out now from GOOPY, which is one of his favorite units to use. Honestly, just a great unit in general. Very fast, does a lot of damage. It does a lot of damage when they die, so even if you're losing engagements, you're still doing quite well. And what do we have down here? The same Fiends we were talking about for Mr. JRE, able to kind of just run through poor Gag's base. Very, very Matejko-like situation. You lose your commander, and then your base gets trashed there. So a few mechs is going down, some wind power going down. Nothing terrible. Still has his tier 2 lab. Still has a lot of metal out there. But hey, an attack's an attack. So applause for Mr. JRE. Also, I think our yellow player lost some stuff in that attack as well. He's not doing too hot in terms of economy there. Only has +2 metal, or +7 metal. It's climbing, and like 150 energy. So not looking too great there for him. So we'll see how long he's able to hold against JRE, but he is able to just do a plain counterattack. These walls aren't posing much of a threat, except for pathing, I guess, as he's now producing these hounds here. And JRE has nothing to defend with except for his commander. Actually, he's a few Fiends. Yeah, not sure if that's going to be able to take that out. And he has more problems on his mind as, this Mauser blob is only going to get stronger and larger as it continues to push there. JRE's commander does go down in a very, very big explosion of fire. Poor guy. GOOPY directing these Fiends down here, trying to salvage this middle part here that they've been losing for quite some time now. Matejko is completely wiped off the map as he has to go chase down Mr. Alive Doom here with some stouts. I thought this was like a cloaked mech. I was like, what is going on here? Is this a modded game? No, it's not. Okay, so tier 2 lab from Dark Clone getting hit with these stouts, and the bombers, what the bombers weren't able to take out, this stouts are going to be able to. And there goes that tier 2 lab, and the rest of the base is, actually not that built up. Not a ton of energy here. Still sitting on tier 1 mexes, which is pretty interesting. It looks like he has 1 tier 2 mex out here. I don't know what happened here, but yeah, Dark Clone's base is basically gone, and so is Dark Clone. He sells his commander out here. Some defenses, but it's not looking too great for him. Another commander going down in the middle here. Who is this? Given the warm colors pings, I'm assuming it's a cool colors, yeah. Quiet Listener's commander. Oh, he was sitting cloaked there, and he was found out. Yeah, if you get too cloaked or do too close to cloaked units, you do end up finding those guys. Our yellow player, very, very far from home. Look at his base over here. Look where his units are. Trying to do another push on Dark Clone's base, or someone's base, I guess. He needs his revenge, man. After getting hit quite a few times by the enemy players, he's going to do a little sneak attack of his own there. Does get spotted, of course. I'm sure he was spotted the whole time he was coming across, but there's really not a ton of units by the Cool Colors team to be able to defend. A nice Mauser ball starting to form here by Quiet Listener, and going toe-to-toe with Nitsuaz, but we'll see if they're able to do it. Doing quite a lot of damage there, and actually forcing the retreat on these Mausers, which is terrible for Nitsuaz because they're not able to fire when retreating. So this is basically free shots if they're in range, which unfortunately they're not pushed up, so they're not in range. They're just shooting at these stupid ticks over there. Ah, man. Oh, another attack on Dark Clone's base. Yeah, the yellow player did find the base, but it was stopped by some shurikens from JRE and some fighters patrolling overhead. So nice job there. GOOPY and Neza able to reclaim this northern position over here, but unfortunately they still have not been able to do too much up here besides taking out this base down here and generally putting pressure here. They haven't gotten to be able to do any sort of decisive blows that you'd hope that GOOPY would be able to pull out there. But no, not quite. Pull out, pull off there. There you go. Huge brain. Yeah, Jerry's walls completely run past. More Mausers here from Gag. He's taking his revenge, man. He knew who killed his base, and now he's going to be lighting up with these huge cannonballs, basically. Plasma balls. I like to say cannonballs ever more. It makes me feel like a pirate or something. Bulls over here from Neza, supported by Hounds from GOOPY. Fantastic unit composition. Really able to plow through anything that's thrown at them. They just have to watch out that they're not going to be flanked over here, as we can't see what I'm putting down there. Anyways, nice arrow there for me. Also, Commander going down there from Screwish. And this is probably going to be his base gone. I don't see these guys trying to retreat, although some shurikens from Free Choice. I don't know if he built those earlier or if he built up his air lab again. I think he did end up building that air lab again. The tier 2 lab still going down there. Those shurikens not quite able to paralyze enough and getting taken out by those hounds, man. The best anti-air known to man. Yeah, shurikens are low flyers, so they're really quite easily able to be taken out by ground units that even if they aren't anti-air. But Azar here from Silver Soul, really able to put the hurt on those hounds. Not quite one-shotting them, but almost. Hope GOOPY, yeah. This attack could really go far, but we're seeing warm color players converge on that position. We have some pawns, I think. Grunts out here from A Polygon, who is, again, far from home, but he is trying to defend the team's front line there. Well, I guess the front line is dead, but trying to do something. That commander was almost all reclaimed, down to 50%, so nice job there from Neza. Not quite able to pull it off because of those grunts, but yeah, we'll see if they're going to be trying to do something here. I see more pawns piling up for GOOPY, or hounds, sorry. Not pawns at all, and Mausers from Neza, which not quite as good composition as the Bulls, just because there's no front line now, which isn't quite as good, but I think they are preparing to be a little bit defensive for the time being. Some Fiends from JRE trying to get by, but Nitswa with a ton of nice D-guns there. Really taking him down in health, down 21%, but he was able to do a lot of damage, up to 29 kills for that, from that experience, from that exchange. Add into the kill count. The center almost seemed to be taken back by the Cool Colors team, but yeah, they don't quite have the staying power, and it's not all because of this tier 2 lab, but this tier 2 lab is very, very nice. You produce a Jaguar, it's on the front immediately. You don't have to wait for that to, slowly tread its way over to the front line. We have GOOPY with a, holy cow, an insane fighter force and bomber force. I laugh out, I just didn't notice this. Most aware caster ever. But I know about it now, and the bombers from GOOPY are probably going to be quite a surprise. Again, very, very little anti-air here. So we see what he's able to do. The yellow player, again, losing some tier 2 mexes over here. But we hope he's going to be able to do more than just tier 2 mex damage. But the fighters from Free Choice able to start hitting those bombers, as well as some ground anti-air here from these Furies. Those bombs did not destroy anything there. And there goes the bomber force from GOOPY. So not the best. Yeah, not the best, I guess is all I'm going to say there. Bomber's not able to do any real damage. Taking out one T2 mex, which of course is nice, but not sure if it even pays off the cost of that bomber. And besides being annoying, doesn't do too much, especially since the construction bot was literally right here to rebuild that thing. So yeah, unfortunate there. Neza trying to push down south, and yeah, the yellow player, despite not taking a lot of eco damage back here, has gotten his base basically wiped off the map. I think I've said that for like the past 3 casts. It's an easy pun, okay? Give me my easy wins. Looks, come on. But yeah, Nitswa still, very, very strongly opposed, but he's continuing to push, man. Nothing's going to be stopping this man. The Jags are still going in against Mr. X with the Starlights in the back, helping a bit there. I mean, they have a ton of single target damage. Just a fantastic unit. Some Shurikens from JRE trying to do their best here, and not really getting taken out by anything. So trying to stun those Starlights, doing quite a good job there. X also moving in some Hounds, but are you for real? Yeah, I guess it's not looking too good on the front line here. We can see the front line has kind of done this weird like this weird like U shape. I mean, the middle is just very, very strong with Nitswa in command of the Warm Colors team, and with that base so far forward, they're just able to push with impunity. GOOPY trying to move down south with some hounds, trying to get a little bit of flank on that base, I think, but didn't quite go north enough. Maybe if he went around down here, still would have been spotted, but they might not have been so quick to respond. We have some lone Jaguars up here from Neza, just destroying the remnants of whatever's left over here, which, yeah, not a bad idea. I mean, this front line's still basically open for the Cool Colors team, but they can't allocate their resources over to it because they're being pushed so heavily over here, which is a much bigger threat because you can just expand anywhere from here. I mean, they are like, I don't know how large these units are in real life. I heard someone say that a grunt is like the size of like a 2-story building or something. I forget where I heard that. But anyways, max, they're just not very far away from here. That's what I'm trying to say. A couple steps to Mr. X's base, and then that center is gone for real. We do have some bombers coming in from Free Choice. Hopefully some anti-air is built by now, as people are realizing that these bombers, actually do exist on this map. And maybe we should start building some anti-air. Some fighters from JRE trying to go in, and fighters from GOOPY. Hopefully this bombing force, it's heavily opposed, but they are able to get one load off there on Mr. I don't know how to say that. These Elon Musk names, bro. This Canadian player here. It does some damage. Nothing crazy. Takes out some wind farms. Actually not great for him because he is actually energy stalling right now. But yeah, not the best bomber attack again in the world. These past two bomber attacks from GOOPY and from Free Choice, not doing a ton of damage there. Looks like Dark Clone has finally been wiped off this little plateau. It's taken so long, man. He's held on tenaciously, especially if you're suffering damage. He's now down to a tier 1 Armada bot lab, which is not what you want to be defending with in the 25-minute mark there, that's for sure. Yeah, he is doing his best. And a little poor ping for the res of the bot there. Not sure that's going to be happening, unfortunately. Or the commander. Actually, pretty good counterattack push here from GOOPY and from Mr. X. Able to move in with Stouts and Hounds, and even more Hounds, and even some more Grunts back there. We'll see if they're... I mean, they really... If this gets taken out, that would be fantastic. Honestly, they just need to take out the construction turrets. And that thing's basically going to be dead in the water. Nitsua's commander taking damage there down to 65%? 64%. But not able to quite die there. Not really too close to dying, actually. Starlight there getting some free kills on those Hounds, basically. Yeah, it outranges the Hounds pretty heavily. Starlights are a fantastic unit. Not the most mobile. If they get overrun, or if their front line dies, they're dead too. But yeah, great single target unit, and outranges some of those annoying guys like Sheldons and Hounds. Speaking of the Hounds from X here, trying to hold the front line. I think they're done trying to push that front. But yeah, this front line isn't looking too good. It's now it's the south position here that's really struggling. Matejko and Dark Clone doing their best to hold off Free Choice, who's really just been in minutes the whole game. I was getting onto him for not being too aggressive enough in the early game, but he's really bounced back, doing his best to try to push down here in the south, alleviate a little bit of the pressure up here in the middle and the north. Speaking of the north, has been kind of cleared up. Neza not really feeling any units, it looks like. And GOOPY forcing his units down into the middle there just to hold off Nitsua. Also hit my mic, by the way. Apologies for that. Also, I don't know if you've been able to tell, but we've had Halo music playing, which is pretty cool. Never really got into the Halo series, but the music's pretty nice, so... I was like, let's throw it on. We'll do I promise, I'll put Rome Total War music on someday. It's just kind of weird because sometimes I can't distinguish the tracks. Some of them are like Screaming Barbarians. I don't want that in the background of our sci-fi battle here, but what are you going to do? So, in terms of economy, we haven't looked at it in a while. Seems to have evened up for that Warm Colors team. Not really noticing too much of a discrepancy there. Maybe 10-ish metal or something like that, but yeah, both sides definitely pretty even. The front line looking terrible for both sides. On their right flank, I guess. Or wait. On their left flank, if you're using their positioning. But the south side's looking bad for the Cool Colors team. North side looking bad for the Warm Colors team. But neither of them really able to push. But I don't know. With the Live Doom's army here, he's got quite a few Mausers and Jaguars and MBT Free Choice. With these Sumos and Sheldons and all of these res bots in the back too. Able to res all these wreckages. I think the tide is turning against the Cool Colors team. I can't see it going any other way. GOOPY's going to have to pull out something incredible. Right now he's just making Hounds, which Hounds are fantastic holding units, but they typically don't win you the game. If it was Sheldon's, might be another story. But for some reason, Hounds just don't have quite the oomph that Sheldon's do. I don't know what about them makes them that way, but yeah, Bull getting lit up by those Sumos there. I mean, Sumos actually have insane DPS for what they are, man. I typically don't think of them as big damage doers, but they always tend to do a lot of damage. And nice hit on those Grave Robbers back there, taking out quite a few. Bulls have a crazy AoE, so doing a good job there. Sheldon's being produced by JRE. He's really pulling his weight now. Again, another guy that wasn't so aggressive in the beginning, which I think was pretty bad to the team's detriment. But now he's definitely holding his weight here, both with his Air Force, or doesn't have one anymore, but with his old Air Force and with the ground units here. But again, like, look at this army coming in, man. A Polygon, Free Choice, and Alive Doom. Really, really pressuring. Dark Cyclone, who has somehow rebuilt his tier 2. No. Holy. Oh, no. I'm insane. Yeah, rebuilt his tier 2 bot lab. But now it's going to suffer again and go down. Very, very sad. The Beamer here doing his best. But yeah, Beamers aren't too good against Tigers. And yeah, that probably should be the end of Dark Cyclone. I feel like I've said this quite a few times, and this man is just insane at rebuilding. But yeah, he has a little bit of an army down here. Some Hounds able to do some poke damage against these Tigers. But Tigers are notorious for just being able to take a beating. They might not do a ton of damage here, but they're going to take as many Hound shots as they can. I guess all units will fight until their last health. But you know what? Shut up, man. Hounds from GOOPY here. Pressuring the front line again. T3 top. Oh, Marauder's out here from Neza. That explains his temporary absence from the battlefield there. Not the best unit to really push with. We saw that guy get absolutely eviscerated by some Starlights there. But hopefully with enough of them, they're able to do some kind of damage here. Our yellow player has rallied again. And this guy's really taking over the north side position. I think a player might have left. Yeah, I think Skirmishes is off the game, even though he's still listed in the player registrar. Either way, yeah, T3 not able to do it. These res bots doing some reclaim on the side there, but with nothing to protect them. Oh gosh, that laser just splitting them in half, man. And yeah, these Marauders just aren't it. Oh my gosh, dude, these Starlights are insane. That's what I'm saying, man. Starlights are gold, man. That's insane. Yeah, the middle's still holding. Again, the south side is looking pretty bad, forcing GOOPY to go down here with the Razorback to just try to hold off whatever he can. But with the Shurikens here from Free Choice, that Razorback's going to get shut down. It's close to dying anyways, but still could have gotten a few more kills in there. Yeah, Dark Cyclone's taken out. Matejko is on his last legs as well. This fusion reactor is about to blow, but it might make it a little while longer. And again, the anti-air here is very, very lacking. I mean, GOOPY, of course, with his fighter force, doing well. But like ground anti-air, it's I wish there was more, man. I wish there was more. It could have prevented some of this aggression here. Marauders from Neza trying to push Nitswood's commander and gets a nice D-gun there. This man's up to 44 kills. That's actually, I think that's more than GOOPY has right now. Shurikens, oh no, Shurikens from our yellow player here, stunning quite a few Marauders just in their tracks. And yeah, these Marauders have not been effective so far from Neza, and I don't really tend to like using them just on land. Again, they are an amphibious unit, and that's typically when I like to use them for those sneaky little flanks and pushes. But on land here, I mean, they just don't quite have the oomph that a lot of the other T3 units do. Of course, at the cost of them being quite cheap, but I'd prefer Razorbacks, which, yeah, a full battle mech. It's got cool little miniguns on its hands, 2 miniguns that shoots lasers. Look at these guys. Fantastic unit. Outclasses a Marauder in every way. There you go. There's my little PSYOP campaign for Razorbacks. Join the club. I used to be pushing for Armada, and I still am, but Armada's become good now, so it's not cool to say Armada's my favorite faction. When they used to be bad, I was their champion. Armada's just cool, man. They have a cool aesthetic. Both factions do, really. Let me know. What's your favorite faction? And if you don't say Armada, well, I guess you can just leave then. Commander going down in the middle here. Whose commander was this, man? We don't have a lot left on the field. We have 1 commander left for the Cool Colors team. Huge alert, by the way. It was a Warm Colors team commander. I think that was Free Choice's commander. Nope, I just lied. Oh, Evil Dooms, I think. It's hard to tell with the sliver of color on the gravestone there. Also, I can hear this Halo song in the background. It's a little goofy, so I will be changing it. I apologize if it was actually not goofy, but Maybe it was Goopy. This Razorback gonna be falling back. Ooh. Down to 1 health. I was like, where does health bar go? Very, very nice. The dreaded 1 health Razorback there. That's actually insane. You don't see that too often. Oh, green is eating his base. Happens to me every other game, man. It's ridiculous, but what are you gonna do? Yeah, typically you want to rebuild from your base, and then when people take it for metal, it just hurts you a little bit in your heart of hearts. Another commander going down there for the warm colors team. We're gonna know if it's a cool colors team commander going down because their entire army is going to collapse. That one commander is doing a lot of lifting, man. Actually, it is Goopy up there, so it should be relatively safe. The north is typically where, or historically, where the cool colors team has shown. But the Marauder is actually making it pretty far this time for Neza. Now, he does have to worry about those shurikens. I actually don't know if there are any left. Oh, some EMP. Oh, spy bots blew up. Man, if you don't have shurikens, you can just use specters instead. And that's all of the Marauders just frozen in. There's nothing attacking them, but that paralysis is going to last quite a long time. Still 5 more seconds for these Marauders here before they go down. Unfortunately, friendly Mammoth was also taken in the explosion there. But even more spy bots ready to explode. Yep. And there he goes. And they're frozen again. That's probably all there is to it for those Marauders, unfortunately. That's all she wrote, as it were. Although I don't know who she is and why she's writing about beyond no reason, but props, I guess. The last the last Marauder is going down here. Yeah, about what you expect. Unfortunate. They were making a pretty decent push there, but unfortunately nothing following up that push. Only very, very late are some Hounds and a Razorback coming in, and that's not going to do quite well against here. Yeah, they're the Shurikens that are so annoying, man. Razorback actually has fantastic anti-air capabilities when it decides to target the air. So you can see him absolutely eviscerating a ton of fighters here, man. That's fantastic. Up to 73 kills for that Razorback, man. Goopy is fantastic at macroing his units, that's for sure. At the very least, macroing that one Razorback, man. He's had the time of his life there. But the Starlights from Geg, the absolutely annihilators? Yes, of that northern push by the Cool Colors team. Moving in here with impunity, basically. There's Razorbacks here. Actually, a lot of Razorbacks here to stop them. But right now, they're just sitting in a line. Hopefully, they do start to go in there. Although... Oh, no, they're actually retreating. Yeah, not an ideal position for Goopy at all down there. We're starting to see some Vanguard cannons as well as Razorbacks from Nitsua come out here in the middle. And that's starting to allow him to take that middle position yet again. Does he have a gantry this far up? Oh my gosh. This is insane. I mean, it's not like the craziest thing I've ever seen, but like... That's a ton of resources you're putting into that gantry, and it could go down in the blink of an eye if you lose that middle front line bad enough. But he hasn't yet, so I'm sure he feels pretty confident in keeping that right there. But yeah, the Cool Colors team economy, it is slowly crumbling, falling probably 150 to 200 metal below the Warm Colors team economy, and that's pretty significant when none of the teams have reached 1,000 metal yet. By the way, metal is my determiner for economy. I don't typically look at energy levels because, well, they're implied in the metal at this point in the game. 36 minutes in, metal's the only number that matters. The front lines have finally engaged up here in the north. The Razorbacks plus Fiends trying to go in against all these Starlights. I mean, they're gonna win, right? But those Starlights have done a ton of damage there, man. You can see the Razorback corpses here in the background. 2 of them lying there, and more Starlights going in. Look at how much damage they're able to do. Another Razorback probably, yep, gonna be going down here. Maybe even one more before it's all said and done. Nah, oh gosh. I mean, they do, I think like 25% of the health of the Razorback. So it doesn't take long for those guys to go down to Starlights, man. We can see here. So 58% health. Okay, like 12% damage or something. Either way, it does enough. It does enough, man. Yeah, I might actually, I think he does more than 12%. Anyways, enough math. Boo, nobody likes math. What's important is that Goopy's push is being heavily stalled here. Probably not going to make it anywhere important. That's the other thing. Goopy's controlling a part of the map, and Neza too, which of course they should still control, but I'm saying it's not super useful here because there's not a ton to destroy. You have an air factory back here. of course. You have some economy back here. That's nice to take out too. But like those heavy, like fusion reactor and AFS heavy bases, like Nitz was starting to build, those are way down in the middle. That's going to be much easier to protect for this Warm Colors team. Same thing can be said for the Warm Colors team. There's not a ton down here to destroy. Dark Cyclone trying to rebuild again, man. This advanced vehicle plant almost going up, but like it's a wasteland down here. It's an economy desert, as it were. But the thing is, X's base is pretty close. It's not as far. It's like less than half the distance as if GOOPY was going to be pushing down to Nitzwood's base. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, Dark Cyclone not able to hold this position at all. The poor construction vehicle's running away. Run, my little lads. Do your best. Do your darndest to live. I don't know if they will be able to. But, man, is this the end for GOOPY, man? I mean, he kind of a stacked team here. And still not quite able to cinch that victory. Or even clutch a victory from the jaws of defeat. We'll see. Yeah, I have no idea. But very, very entertaining match, to say the least. Let me, oh gosh. Well, hopefully I remember that. I was going to write down something that I just thought about, but anyways. So vehicle plant going down here for Dark Cyclone that he just built up. This is like so depressing. This is like the 4th time this has happened. It's like Sisyphus, man. He just keeps pushing that rock up the hill, but it always falls back down on him. Not entirely his fault. I mean, you can't let this man on this south side by himself, because I mean, the enemies are way too vast. Mentejko building his base more centrally now, which I think is a smarter position to build up. But it means that Dark Cyclone is less apt to defend his own base, or less able to. And then this Mammoth here trying to be directed by Neza. I'm not sure if it would do much against 5 Marauders. Yeah, I don't know. This might be the beginning of the end. Maybe the beginning was a long time ago. GOOPY trying to do a push up here, by the way. With some Razorbacks. I can't see that working, unfortunately. The Starlights, man, are the Razorbacks' natural predator. We figured it out. These Marauders actually taking quite a bit of damage. Fusion reactor about to blow. Probably gonna take, no. Overestimated how big that explosion was gonna be. Yeah, quiet listener, man. He's doing his best, but probably not gonna be enough there. Thankfully, that chain reaction didn't start, and this fusion reactor didn't blow. So he's safe for now. He still has some remnants of an economy left. 47 metal, 1200 energy, but not the numbers you want to see at 40 minutes in. That's for sure. Mammoth here absolutely getting lit up by the Banshee and the other Mammoth. I'm gonna be able to take out the Banshee though. It is a Mammoth, though they were hunted to extinction. They are very, very cool units. They're like sumos, but actually cool. Sorry to the sumo fans out there. Those tin cans are atrocious. Atrocious? No, I'm having trouble with my words today. It's not enough coffee. That's it, right? Not like I'm deficient in anything like IQ. Thor over here from Neza. Finally, the big bad units coming out for Armada. We've seen a lot of Razorbacks and a lot of Marauders, but first time we're seeing a bigger unit like a Thor on the field. And this is only one of 2. Another one out over here, as well as some Vanguards on the rocks, which Vanguards always look so cool. Like, can we just take a minute and appreciate this? Just sitting on the rock, very, very serene. We're also seeing a Plasma deflector starting to come up there. So is that a Keeper or an Overlord? Doesn't matter. Overseer, sorry. It is an Overseer. And another one for Mr. 8 Polygon, who's managed to hold his defensive position the whole game. Fantastic job from him. Also starting to build some long-range plasma cannons. Already has one Basilisk out. Going to be building another one there. Doesn't look like he really has the energy for it, though. Maybe once his construction stops, he will. Again, it is very construction heavy to both build and fire a Basilisk. Huge bomber force from our yellow player coming in here. Just T1 bombers, but they're still able to do enough damage to a fusion reactor, but that's not what they're targeting, it looks like. Oh gosh, they're just doing mass bombing there, it seems. Yeah, poor JRE's base. Oh, and that is, was it on the, yeah, okay, I thought the commander went down. It was a vote that was passed. So that is going to be the end of the Cool Colors team. They fought on, they fought hard, but it was not quite enough. Even with GOOPY, man, that was actually interesting. So I thought GOOPY would be able to win it just straight up in the beginning of the match, but yeah, not able to do it. So thank you guys very much for watching. Stick around if you want to see some cool stats. Not too many stats to look at. I'm not too interested in the stats. You can kind of tell who's doing well. Nitzwa, the most metal the whole game. Also, oh, this is the damage dealt, sorry. Most damage dealt the whole game, with GOOPY taking 2nd place. And 8polygon actually taking 3rd. I didn't really notice 8polygon a lot in the match. He had a huge bump up there. I don't know what happened. But yeah, congrats to everyone. Free choice holding his own down there. Damage received, probably, I want to see, oh wow. Surprised the purple guy wasn't higher, man. He got destroyed a lot in the game, but I guess he didn't have too much left to destroy at the end. So I hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll see you all later. Adios.